love. And if you're new here, why not subscribe? Yeah, and let's learn together. So this is a back to school edition. Yeah, so I wanted to bring a couple of points that we need to share as parents. One, as the children are going to open school, ensure you give them all the basic necessities. You understand? The toiletries, underwears, especially for boys. We tend to forget that the boxes. As you buy for your daughters things like sanitary pads, please don't forget to also do the same for your boys. Yeah, in terms of hygiene, invest on those roll-ons, nice lotions, because hey, teenagers can smell. Oh, all right, not only especially if they're going to a boarding school, they need to demure. Yeah, and so that they can even be accommodated by others. You don't want someone who is smelly, stinking. So instill those values and provide them with the necessary things they need. The textbooks, the extra rough books. Yeah, so do your part, pay your fee. I know the times are hard, but really try your best so that your child is not sent home now and then, so that they are on the road, so that at the end of the day they end up missing, you see. So let's be considerate about them. So today I wanted us to explore factors to consider before relocating or moving. So the first factor is about the big picture. The big picture. Let's say you want to relocate to another county, another country, for work or for studies or whichever thing. You need to consider the big picture. What are you going to gain after? I remember leaving my 3-month-old daughter to go and finish my studies. Was it worth it? Yes, it is worth it. Because now career-wise I've grown, I have a job that is able to vend for her needs. However, there was that disconnection. Until right now, she calls me Ruth instead of Mom. Yes, Robex. Hi. Yeah, so there's that loss also. So there's a pro and con. But in the big picture, imejipa form, imejipa kabisa, I can't complain. Number two, you need to look at the opportunity cost. Ashi baby, hi, welcome to my live. I'm happy to see you guys. Yeah, so you also need to consider the opportunity cost. What do you stand to lose? What are you willing to forfeit, that is. For example, you can forfeit even going all together. For example, you have a good job here in the country, or your children maybe are having, I'm from Kenya, are having let's say sensitive exams, let's say the neck exams, KCSE, we have those IGCSE, whatever. It will mean that you'll have to somehow consider them in your choosing, so that you hang that decision to go until they're done, so that you don't stress them up. You're from India, Karibu, welcome. From which city? Yeah, so that is another thing that you need to consider. Another thing, it will be an opportunity cost. For example, it is expensive to relocate to the whole family, but assuming you have maybe a special needs case, Punjab, Banjab, yeah. So you have a special needs child, you'll have no option but to move with them, so that they don't regress, or there comes to have a medical crisis. So you need to consider that. No, I don't know. All right, so that is what you also need to consider. Number 3 is the age of your children, if you have any. Children generally are resilient human beings. They will adjust so quickly if that is your problem. Language, they learn so fast. If they're extroverts, they make friends so fast. As long as there's a playground, it's superb. Yeah, so that is one thing about children. But as they grow a bit older, maybe around the teenagers, they tend to have low adaptability factor. Why? Because they are facing identity crisis. So you adding another burden of now having to adapt elsewhere becomes a challenge. So you'll have to look for a way. Actually, even deciding to stay in is an option. Yeah, so you might even forgo the big jobs. Yeah, also you can look at age. For example, you have maybe under 6 months and you're going to a country maybe with a sub-zero temperatures. You might look, are they able to really adapt? Yeah, so even in terms of raising them, how expensive is it maybe to even hire a DM? So you'll have to consider that before you relocate with them. So age is also another thing. Another thing is about education for them. Yeah, so some of the relocations are actually based on the access to education facilities, because if it's so far, it's either they're in a boarding school or you move closer to the school. Yeah, if there's no other way. So you need to look at that. What is their level? For example, you want to transition. Maybe they're already in the CBC, they're around grade 6, and you want to move to another country which has a totally different curriculum. You'll have to do your research, thorough research, to ascertain they're able to adjust in the new curriculum. What are they going to miss? Are you going to do homeschooling? So you need to put that into consideration. Another thing is about health. In terms of you as a person, are you able to adapt? Do you have maybe allergies, maybe due to cold before you move out? How are you going to deal with that? Yeah, so something else about health is also about the heat waves. I remember like I had to move from Machakos to a warmer place because I felt like the reunites was too much for me to bear, literally. So I had to make that decision to relocate. Another thing is about the culture. Are you going to okay, culture is there, people have different ways of living, so the exposure is really nice. You can never go wrong with exposure. So take it up. Don't worry even about how they're going to suit into that culture. How is it going to be? For the first few months or weeks, you're going to have a culture shock, but thereafter you'll be okay. Even in terms of food, hair, dressing, blah blah blah. Yeah. Another thing is about exhaustion. How you're going to deal with it. So you come up with a schedule dealing with your exhaustion in case there will be, because now you'll be juggling between work, children, and if you have left them in the former country of residence, obviously you'll have to find a way even of communicating. How will you be communicating with them, and under whose care are they? And the care needs to be legal. It's not like nimemwacha mamangu, nimemwacha babangu, like your parent or the other spouse. So it needs to be legal custody. They need to be safe. It's not all about sending money. So yeah, sometimes people have to forgo even those opportunities to stay with their children, because in any case the years go really quickly. I have a blurry camera. Sorry. Yeah, so that is it. Another thing that you need to consider is about spouses, if any. Are they comfortable with it? How are they going to chip in to support you to achieve your goal, and as well as to have that balance for how long? Because truth be told, it is not going to be long distance forever. So you need to define the deadlines. Until when? What happens? Are they going to join you? Are you going to jet back? So such kind of things, you need to take them into consideration. Is there anything more that you need to be topped up? I think it's all about considering other options. Maybe you can take such opportunities if we have remote jobs. Yeah, so you still will be working for a foreign country. You'll still be an expatriate, only that you're doing it online. Or you can decide to even start a virtual assistance business to just find that balance. Also look at the mental preparedness. So here, previously, the older generation never used to even consult. They just inform you just so you know. Yeah, but right now you can somehow even ask them the big questions. What do they really want? Yeah, and you get to tell them what they're going to miss. So you just do your research and have those answers ready that they will be asking you, because yeah, there'll be that disconnectedness, especially with their cousins, blah blah blah. So you need to look into that. So generally we are saying this can be a difficult decision, but whichever decision you're going to make, whether to go or leave behind, ensure you don't have regrets. Look at the big picture. What are you going to gain? What are you going to lose before you make that decision? Until next time, I hope you do make a sane decision that you'll not regret. Because we keep saying that opportunities will be there, but some are even dependent on age. Age is rushing, so you choose what is good for you. Maybe you're a young couple and now you have maybe a young wife and you're like, should I leave or should I not? Then you find that opportunity never comes back. So whenever you have an opportunity which knocks once in a while, do make a sane decision. Till next time, bye.